Hello, hello dear friends, I'm here, I'm Jo Preda, and I'm going to share with you my last book. It's amazing, it gave me new ideas that I never thought it was like this. It was a book to learn about the Second World War and about Hitler and Germany more than everything. It gave us a side, uh, um, a, something we didn't know a lot about this issue, and is about drugs and how they change the soldiers and also Hitler. The name is Total Delirious. Okay, this is in Portugal. Hitler and the drugs on the Third Reich. It's Norman Ohler. Okay, he's German, and he writes romance, but this time, because talking with a friend, he made a research investigation about this issue and bring us a wonderful book about this. So it all happens, all begins in a way in the 20s, because Germany is down, and everyone uh, uh, actors and people, important people, use drugs, and not only them, even housekeepers. And you know, in the States we had Loudon, that all the women, some of the women, was addicted to that, to hold on his life, his daily life. And you know about China, the Opium War, everything else. So we have a potpourri, a mixed in German that goes towards the drugs. Then Hitler goes to the power, and the soldiers have to be fit, waked, and very accurate, very intelligent to fight. And they found something we have today is, with another name, with some mixtures, is crystal meth. On that time was pervitin. So it's a synthetic drug. It has before opium, morphine, and heroin, but now they found this. Don't forget, and in the late 19th century, they found the syringe. They invent the syringe. It was good in a way to see a person who has a lot of pains or syringes. Is very good to have morphine because of the pains. The problem is this become daily life, daily basis for a lot of people. So Merck, Bayer, this enterprise was raising up. They were just new, and they took this market of drugs and exploited for all Germany. And one of the things that was found was the pervitin that put the soldiers waked for several days. It's a molecularly, I don't know exactly the name in English, but you know, like adrenaline, but it's better than adrenaline, because don't rise the heartbeat, and maintains the person wake up. So the other part of the book is the personal doctor of Hitler, Mohler. He knew this doctor because had problems with flatulence. Can you imagine? Hitler had problems with farts. He had farting all the time. He had pains with that. Can you imagine? So he found this doctor, and he was so desperate that he said, I can't hold on with flatulence. Give me something to stop this. And he started give vitamins and other stuff, hormones from pigs and other animals, and sooner or later it come the drugs. And this doctor will give every day for more than once drugs, for example, Eucodal, is the oxycodone. In a lot of countries is known. A lot of person is addicted to that because of the doctors. They give that on the procedures, on the paper, and it comes from opium, okay? And he gave him cocaine, of course, and also he had permeated, morphine, and from more or less the beginning of the power of Hitler until the end, Hitler only worked and stayed alive because, for the people and for the generals, because of drugs. But in the end, of course, the Allies came and the resources for drugs go down and the war was ending. Germany will be a loser sooner, and Mohler didn't have drugs to give to Hitler. So before the suicide, he split on the Mohler's face and said, "Go away and forget that I existed." So it depended like a crutch from Mohler, but the day the addicted Hitler didn't have the drugs they wanted, he split and sent him away. The other day he committed suicide. I don't know, we don't know, he committed suicide because he was not winning the war, or because he didn't have the drugs. For me, after this book, it's the second, because Hitler didn't live reality. He lived a fantasy world, because he was every day, a lot of times, being shooted, okay, with the syringe. All the time he was on drugs, so he was not seeing the reality, and he even made a final way to win the war in the Ardennes. That was a failure. It was so secret. When the planes go back, the French didn't know about them and shoot them, Germans against Germans, because nobody knew that was so secret. So you see the kind of orders that gave Hitler in the end. He made a lot of mistakes, gladly, of course. But I think after this book, he committed suicide because he couldn't handle going the rest of his life without the syringe, without Eucodal, cocaine, and other stuff. So this book is very interesting. It gives another way to see Hitler and the Second World War. And now we know that all the power of the soldiers was because of permeated, is similar today to crystal meth. And it was an invention from Germany. So this terrible legacy will go on. This invention now makes the misery of a lot of persons, and it gives the idea that Hitler was a very fragile woman with a lot of problems, and also with the drugs he goes down. He was in the beginning he had still light in his blue eyes. In the end he was like just a miserable, almost zombie man, living, just going to do something because Muller, the doctor, gave him the drug. So now we understand a lot of things that happened is because of drugs. Of course, drugs is not a good thing. I am a total against drugs. Not exactly forbid them. In a way, we have to see that drugs keeping forbidden is a very complicated issue, but of course I never take one single drug in my life. I am against that. I think reality is what it is. We have to accept, and we have limits, and that's what make us humans, not machine and not cruel human beings. So this book gives a new idea what happened in that part. It's a great book. It's very well written. The structure is perfect. I really liked the book. It gave me insight, a new, very new insight. It's wonderful. And if you like these issues, I think you should read. And this writer has been on our no, everywhere every year. I'm sorry, um, market of books in Lisbon. I mean, in June it was here. That's why I heard about this book. So don't forget to read this book. It's amazing. You're gonna be astonished like me. Okay? Kisses. See you next time. New book.